Hello, I'll be presenting Joyce and Calhoun's Chapter 5, Curricular and Instructional Initiatives. This chapter addresses the issue regarding situations when major curriculum areas need attention and the kinds of professional development that should be organized to ensure its improvement. A series of tasks were recommended to increase the likelihood that productive change could take place and student learning be enriched as a consequence. The first task was to ensure that a promising curriculum contains new and improved types of content and good ways of teaching it. Second, professional development is required to ensure follow-up by the method of theory demonstration, practice, peer coaching. Next, estimates are required of the time necessary to complete the PD program, followed by an embedded study of the implementation guides to support those efforts. That embedded study of student learning generates the necessary data to assess the progress of the program. Assessments and analysis of those assessments are also needed in order to inform all the involved stakeholders. And finally, reforms to the existing program may be deemed necessary in order to increase effectiveness. In the section Building on Success and Success for All, it was found that there are a number of successful initiatives accomplished through effective professional development, and all of these were outlined in this chapter. The target is the improvement, of course, of curriculum and instruction on a small and large scale for any type of professional development, affecting all the types of schools and learners. Many organizations, such as the National Science Foundation, have already heralded the way to various curricular reforms. One type of initiative was a reading recovery program for struggling first grade readers. Trained tutors worked one-on-one with students for a duration of 12 to 20 weeks. The effectiveness of the program was estimated about 75% of the students who were referred to it, with the effects apparent even through secondary education. Another example of an effective program initiative was the Biological Sciences Curriculum Study, or the BSCS, developed 4 decades ago to allow teachers through the Eisenhower program to communicate with one another. The program was designed for teachers in the process of building inquiry-based activities and lab exercises, where the teacher served as the researcher and allowed students to partake in their specialized fields of research. This model, of course, is similar to the one adopted at most research-based universities in the area of science. The training for the instructors is based on an individualized development program where teachers underwent self-training with skills reinforced by worksheets and other training experiences. The efforts of this program were largely bolstered by the efforts of Susan Laux Horsley, who co-collaborated with other authors on the potential professional development that was geared towards science and math teachers and improving classroom practices. Overall, these efforts have increased student achievement in science. The training paradigm. In the past, the study of program implementation was little performed, and a serious problem was brewing in staff development regarding this issue. To ensure adequate integration of a program, there needs to be knowledge and skill provided by the professional development training, along with the preparation for use of these novel strategies in the classroom. Several training elements were provided to generate this requisite learning, and are 1. Demonstrations, 2. Presentations, in that of readings, lectures, and discussion, along with an analysis of curriculum materials. 3rd, preparation for program implementation, and that is the materials required for successful integration of a novel scheme. And 4, implementation, conducted as an inquiry activity where teachers are taught to study student learning from its offset. Overall, what's been discovered is that if the right learning environment was present, teachers could learn new curricular and instructional patterns and build them into their repertoire that they'd be able to use as they thought fit for years on end. The understanding that all educators can learn and implement models of teaching and curriculum, provide the right environments, spur the type of training that ensures long-term program implementation. A study conducted by Huber and Miles concluded that commitment follows competence. Teachers were found to be less skeptical throughout a professional development program when they approached competence in the usage of novel strategies. The focus should be on helping teachers achieve mastery with the newly presented methods and less on appealing to the teachers solely on the importance of improvement alone. A very large-scale program was instituted in the state of Iowa to support teachers and administrators, where the State Department prompted a literacy initiative. This was known as the 2008 and 9 Iowa Literacy Initiative, where over 500 educational staff were trained in a central location with one primary consultant and trainer. The literacy model of teaching that was used was the picture-word inductive model, where the content was the focus. The intent of the program was to increase the understanding of literacy amongst all school personnel and to strengthen their content pedagogy in the English language arts by the use of inquiry lessons and inductive thinking activities whilst keeping to the Iowa core curriculum. There were ongoing follow-up sessions and support that were included in this design initiative. Action research spurred most of the reform activities and the use of data in order to adjust lesson designs and were thus used and done so in a collaborative environment with other teachers and administrators. Several types of support were provided by way of expectations for participation activities and the statewide reading team, or the SWRT. The strong base of support for schools working together to improve literacy showed marked success. The effort overall was thought of as a collective support model where the professional development that was organized by the State Department of Education reached all levels of school personnel at diverse institutions. Another initiative was known as Kindergarten Goes to School in the Northern Lights School Division. The Northern Lights Division initiative was geared towards K-12 students in a division of northern Alberta with a diverse student population. Using an effective professional development design model, teachers and other staff were trained in various methods to address the needs of their diverse primary education students. After careful assessment of the data at each established checkpoint in the implementation program, scores and achievement rose overall for the entire population of students in literacy. The key element derived from this study was the crucial role of staff development, providing focus on school improvement initiatives. Finally, Joyce and Calhoun state that curriculum change is initiated when policymakers at the state, district, or school level believe either that there should be a change in what is taught, that new content should be introduced in one of the core curriculum areas, or that achievement of current content needs to be elevated. What's significant about this statement is that at the core of Successful School Initiative success is an effective professional development program that guides the way to success. And that is Chapter 5. Here's my evaluation of it. I divide that up into cons and to pros. First of all, I thought this chapter, in my opinion, lacked somewhat logical organization. I found that the discussion went from a list of effective professional development strategies to a vague description of the successes of various initiatives before again returning back to a conversation to the specific initiatives that were successful with the help of effective professional development programs. Because of the chapter's more summative nature, I felt it should have been a section that was reserved for the latter part of the book instead of sort of at the middle of the book. Some of the pros, though, I thought was that the information provided was overall very helpful, and it mirrored a lot of the same concepts from the other chapters regarding the key elements to successful staff development. Thanks. Finally, sorry I'm not going to be able to be here with you guys today as I'm at work at a training seminar in San Jose for my school space project. I realize today is our last class, and that's an end to a very long journey together as a cohort, plowing through this doctorate program. I'm going to say how much you all have enriched my experience here at APU, and I wish you all the best in your future pursuits. I hope to see you all soon before we all defend our dissertations, but if I don't get a chance to say goodbye before then, I want you all to know I'll be leaving with all the memories that we've made throughout these last 3 years. Thanks, and ciao!